And I am going to start with some of the questions that were posted, and then I'll open it up for more questions. So if you have any that come up while I'm talking about these, like just raise your hand or something, or unmute yourself and interrupt me, because I'm just going to mute so it's a little bit quieter while we do this. Mute all. Mutiny. Continue. Okay. So let's see. The first question I have over here. Yes, I'm in questions for me. Wondering what you do to stay organized, what your calendar looks like, organizational habits, how to stay on top of things in general, and how to stay connected to the coaches that you sign. Okay, so there's a few different things that I do. One is, and I know you guys know this probably already, but I always have this planner. It's just a cheapo Staples planner. You can get whatever one works for you, but literally, like, it's Staples brand. And I like this one the best. I like this one that has the days of the week on one side, and on the other side is notes. And the reason I like this is because I can have everything in front of me at once. So for instance, this week I had to check in with somebody who said they were going to start their workout this week. So I have that on Monday. Check in with Kristen. Today is start day. Coffee with Gina at 9:15. I have that. Katie, we're going to talk at 8:30. So I have you on here. Thursday, I know Katrina gets paid and she's going to purchase finally. So I put that down, and Katie gets paid on Friday and is going to, and I'm supposed to check in with Megan. So I went ahead and I placed that all on here so that I don't forget. So as I'm having conversations with people, I'm going ahead and writing these things down. So for instance, I even do this with like somebody telling, if we're just in the middle of a conversation and maybe Beachbody hasn't even come up yet. Like, for instance, I use this example a lot, but, for instance, somebody tells me that their daughter has a dance recital on Saturday. Well, what I would do is I would just put down on here, Julie's daughter dance recital. And so on my book on Saturday, I see that. So it reminds me on Saturday or on Sunday to go ahead and check in and be like, hey, how was the dance recital? And start that conversation back up. The other thing I do is on the notes side of it, I put all of the people that I've talked to recently that we've actually started talking to about a challenge group, about a product, a program, a challenge pack, or about coaching or a coach sneak peek and that sort of thing. And I put them all here. And then I'll even highlight the ones that I've sent enrollers to so that I know all of this. And this information gets carried with me to the following week. So it's like, okay, now follow up with so-and-so, follow up with this person, list them here again so they're on the top of my mind at all times. That's really how I keep track of people. I'll even make my list of people over here, and then over here I'll say things that I need to do. So for instance, it's start 10 new conversations on 11/7. Invite to sneak peek that's going to start 11/11. Book Christmas party spot. Main market council meeting venue. Just little reminders to myself over here. And then I pass them on. At the beginning of the month that has a calendar for you. So I also come in here and I'll list things out in the calendar section. So I'll put, Monday night calls, I'll put who's doing them. So I know who's going to be on those calls, or if I need to fill in a space or find somebody to do them. I'll put in if we're going to do a sneak peek for a week, I'll put in a live sneak peek. I'll put a challenge group start date. I do all of that here. You can even use this section to schedule out things for yourself, there's certain behaviors that you need to do every day, so I don't write those down. But, you can even come in here and schedule out things hook post on Tuesday, hook post on Thursday, that sort of thing. So I use my planner like that. There's also a note section at the beginning of every month, so on the opposite side of this calendar. And that, again, is where I kind of just brain dump from the month before to make sure that I didn't forget anybody, to make sure that everybody is being pulled over. As you can see, some of these things are a little crazy, but that's how I do it. And I am just a pen to paper kind of person. I find that it just sort of solidifies it in my mind and in the universe that it's going to happen. So I do it that way. But I also, is that helpful? Does everybody Follow that? Okay. So I also, though, I always keep around a notebook for myself because I jot things down while I'm talking to people, or I'm explaining things to them, but also because I do this, where I will write down the name of the post, so like whatever I posted about, and then I'm going to write down the people who liked that post who aren't coaches. And I'll do it for every post, and then I remember to go through and check them off and reach out to every single person that liked that post and start a conversation with them. As soon as that conversation started and there's a follow-up that needs to be done, or like I said, it's more relationship building, that gets scheduled right into this book. So then I can just flip through these pages and I don't have to worry about them anymore. They're in here. So everything is in here. That is the basis of my organization. Now, in terms of tracking my challengers, I have started using Buffer to actually schedule all of my posts for my challenge group so that I don't forget and I don't have to go in there on a daily basis and be like, oh crap, I forgot to post today, like day 2, day 3. All of those posts are done. In fact, I also put in all of the recipe posts that I want to post. I put in like, if I want to do 2 or 3 posts a day in a challenge group, those are all in there. So the only thing that I need to do every day in my challenge group is go in and post my own workout or talk about my own stuff or go and like something that somebody posted about or comment or answer their questions. That's the only thing I do in there. Because it's all scheduled at the beginning of the month when I go ahead and I create the group itself. And then, I keep a list of those people who went into that challenge group. And so I know, like, okay, I just kind of go through it like once a week. And I'm like, have I seen so-and-so in this group? Nope. Okay, I need to reach out to them and be like, hey, haven't seen you posting. What are you doing? And I'll go ahead and call them out in the group too, if I need to. I'll be like, hey, you said you wanted accountability. We haven't seen you in here. Where are you? And so I keep track of my challengers really that way. My coaches, I think I've shown most of you this, but we'll go take a peek at it. We're moving, folks. We're on the move. Hold on. Gotta turn the light on. So I hope you can see this, but this is my whiteboard, and I use this to track my coaches. So I will go ahead and I will put coaches there. These are all like my non-diamonds. I've moved my diamonds out of there once they're diamond because I want to be able to check and see like where people are at. I also, like if you see this bottom board down here, down there, I also put like upcoming coaches, people who I've talked to that are interested but on hold. So I know who to check in with and they're always in front of me. Now the circles that you see on that page or on that whiteboard, those stand for their coaches. That's what they need in order to go diamond. So I can stay on top of that. I can help them know what they need. So if you see 4 bubbles there, each bubble stands for 2 people. So if there's an X in it, that's 2 people. So if they have 4 bubbles that all have X's, that means they have all 8 coaches, and then they just need their emeralds. So that's what those are, those little like sticky outy guys. I just happen to, always have that there. So I know who my building coaches are, and I make sure to reach out to them like often. If they're not reaching out to me often, I start reaching out to them, because if you're a building coach, I should be hearing from you a lot. You should have questions for me. You should be telling me what's going on. You should talk about strategy to get to where you want to be. We should be talking about goals. But I can just tell you that when I was a new coach, I talked to Chris multiple times a day, asking him questions. And by doing that, it's like the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So if you're a new coach and you're asking all these questions, you're not going to fall behind and your coach is going to know about you. This is kind of also how you know those people who are really like in it to win it and really know like where to focus your time. That doesn't mean that you don't reach out every once in a while to those ones who've gone rogue or gone quiet. I know we all heard Brianna last night talk about that. But then I just kind of put them in like every a couple days. Hey, how are you doing? What's up? What's new? How are things going? What do you need for help from me? That sort of thing. But I have my coaches in front of me all the time, my building ones. So I know, and my challengers, anytime one of those people that's a discount coach turns into a coach, they go on that board. So that's how I organize things. Is it perfect? No. Is the onboarding process perfect? No. I mean, nothing is really perfect, but it's okay because you know what that means? You can still be successful without being perfect. All right. Did that answer your question, Nicole? Or do you have more questions on that? Good. I can't hear you. Okay, good. All right. So what else do we have? I like Nicole's question. That was Emily. How do you keep your posts fresh, inspirational? So you can do a few different things. If you're reading personal development every single day, chances are that you're going to have ideas that pop into your head anyways. But as a coach, oftentimes what I do is I go and I look at what the top coaches are posting. And I see if I can relate to any of that. If it's something that I relate with, I will go and I'll save it in an Evernote doc and I'll just keep it there so that if there is ever that time where I'm having that moment of like, I just can't think of anything right now, but I should post, I can go and get some inspiration there. So I just kind of keep them to the side. The other thing I do is I save posts that I've done in the past that have done really well, and I'll reuse them down the line. Or I'll just read them and get inspiration on how to word a new one. So when I save those posts from other coaches, I'll save their post and then I'll even like right at the bottom of it, I'll be like, she posted a picture of her with this quote. So I know, and I can just go and make my own image and do my own thing or make my own video or create it the way I want. The other thing that you can do and what really helps is to keep yourself on track is to just like document out your week. Like, so, you know, every Monday you're doing like a never miss a Monday post or a motivational Monday post. Every Tuesday you're doing a transformation Tuesday post that has to do with somebody in your challenge group or yourself or maybe your mindset. Every Wednesday, you know, like I tend to like to make posts on Wednesday fun, which is why we did the whole whip and nay nay Wednesday in the team page the other day. Because, you know, it's middle of the week and people are feeling like, let's just get this over with. So be that something that they see in their newsfeed that's going to like brighten their day. So maybe it's like a joke or something. Thursdays, you can do like throwback Thursdays, and throwback Thursdays don't have to be just like, oh, this is a picture of me when I was a kid. Like make them dig a little bit more deep, talk about like the mindset that you had at that point, talk about some like a growth experience, talk about part of your story. You know, you could even just like a toss back to like a week ago, like me and my team, or like a throwback to Nashville, or a throwback to, you know, my first day on 21 Day Fix, or whatever you want to make it. And then Fridays or Flex Fridays, or you can make them, I don't know, Inspirational Friday. You can do Fear Friday, where you talk about like getting over fear. You can make them anything you want. But the point is you can create a theme for each day so that sparks something that you can post every single day for that, because you can just start looking for that. Another thing I do is I have a crap ton. And when I say a crap ton, I literally mean it. Like I think there's like 7,000 photos on here or something like that of photos on my phone. And so sometimes when I'm having a moment of like, I don't know what to post, I'll just go through my phone and start scrolling and be like, oh, I like that picture and I haven't posted it yet. And I'll figure out something that makes that work. Or I'll go look up some quotes online and be like, I really like that quote. Like, what can I relate to coaching or my life or like, you know, fitness or anything about that. So there's different things like you can do like that. You can go on Pinterest and you can save like a board of different sayings and things that you like. I've definitely done that. Or recipes, you know, maybe on Fridays you post a recipe, or you a tip for like not letting it all go to shit on the weekend, you know? So, there's tons of things that you can do, but it's mostly going to be about like brainstorming for you. And, you know, if you ever have a moment of like, wow, I've got so many ideas, then again, go put them in Evernote so that like you can save them for later. All right, who else we got? Do you have a list of critical daily to-dos to keep your business on track? When you first started, how many hours a day did you spend when you had another job versus now? So when I was working full-time, I would say I still, because I'm just going to be honest with you, not everybody does this, but this is why I built my business so quick. I probably was working the business 30 hours a week at least. My schedule consisted of me getting up around, I've never been an early riser, so don't judge. I would get up around 8. I would get to work by 9. Sometimes I didn't get out of bed till 8:30 and then quickly get dressed and run to work. But, get to work at 9. Maybe throw in a little something or other while I was at work because I just was in front of the computer and do it that way. Check in with my challenge groups and stuff during my lunch break. And then when I got out of work, I would come home, I would immediately do my workout, run, and I would make dinner, and then I would sit down, and I would be on my computer the rest of the night, pretty much until I went to bed, every night while I was still working at Flight. Now that I work full-time in Beachbody, I mean, it's totally different every single day, but I will tell you that I always get a power hour in. Most of my power hours end up being like 3 hours, but yeah, I would probably say that I get like a solid 3 hours of like business working in a day. Do I post stuff the rest of the day? Do I create videos? Do I train? Do I, build relationships on Facebook and that sort of thing? Yes. But in terms of like spending time doing a power hour and reaching out, probably about 3 hours. The things that you do every single day would be your power hour. And I don't know if you've seen that sheet, Katie, but there's a power hour sheet that tells you what to do. And that is basically add 5 new friends a day on Facebook, reach out to at least 5 new people and start conversations a day, post 3 to 5 times a day on Facebook, follow up with those people who liked your post, regardless of whether it had to do with Beachbody or not. Just start conversations with those that it didn't have to do with. And if it was a post about Beachbody, obviously you jump right in with those. Create your post, like your hook post, your challenge group post, that sort of thing for the next day. And am I missing anything, you guys? I think that's it. Oh, obviously personal development for 15 minutes a day and your workout in Shakeology. All righty, what else? All right, I think those were the only questions that I got actually in the group. I know I had questions on genealogy and cycle bonus from Bridget, but she's not on here. Did anybody else have questions pertaining to that? No. Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? No question is a silly question. Any questions you want?
Oh, I did want to ask, do you usually ask people for their results after so you can and ask them if you can post
I won't
about them?
Yeah, I don't like message somebody and ask them for the results, but in my groups, I always set it up where I say like, take your before and after pictures, but I'll say, today is day 1. Your before picture is like the most important thing that you can take, not just, it's for yourself. You don't have to share it with somebody if you don't want to, but above and beyond like weight, this is what's going to show you how far you've come. So make sure you do it. Then like day 8, so a week's gone past, I ask people, I say, if you're comfortable, go ahead and post your results so far, but make sure you've taken that, that first week shot so you can see some of your accomplishments. Some people will just straight up say like they want to wait till the end because they don't want to not see anything and get discouraged, and that's cool with me. And then obviously if it's a 21-day fix group on day 22, I tell them to go ahead and post them. And, I always encourage by doing it myself because that makes them more likely to feel comfortable doing it. And then, so if they've gone ahead and posted that in the group, and sometimes they'll say too, if you don't feel comfortable posting it in the group, but you want to stay accountable, you can email it to me, and here's my email address. Or you can direct message me through Facebook. And I have had people do that. And so I'll save them in a file, and then I'll go ahead and create the before and after for them using like Pick Stitch, and I'll send it to them, and I'll be like, look at your progress. This is incredible. And then we start talking about that. So we start talking about coaching. I ask them if they're comfortable posting it. You know, if they're not one that's going to start, well, even if they are one that's going to start coaching, I do ask if I can use it, on Facebook to promote. If they're not really comfortable with it, I'll tell them that I can like cut off their face if they want me to, or just not like tag them or use their full name. So yeah, I ask, but I don't just say like everybody send them to me. I kind of just do it throughout, and you can tell the people who are going to be more comfortable doing it and those who aren't. Some people, even if they have amazing results, will tell you no, they don't want you to use their picture. Which is a bummer, because Nancy, I have amazing photos of her, and she won't let me use them. What else?
How do you keep your challenge groups like fresh, what you're posting in your challenge groups? I'm at a point where I have a lot of people that are continuously in my challenge groups, and I do create new content, and I get a lot of new content from using like Fixate and stuff like that, but it's getting harder and harder.
So if it's somebody that's been in your group over and over and over and over again, and they are either already a coach that just wants to stay a discount coach and you've had that conversation with them several times, or they haven't purchased anything from you and they're just a free customer, and they don't want to purchase anything and that sort of thing, I move those people, like all of those people, into a general group. So I tell them, I'm not going to keep posting in here. Like, y'all kind of know how this works. Like, post to each other, like help each other out, like yada, yada, yada. But like, if it's somebody who's been in your challenge groups for like years, and they're not interested in coaching, and they've made that very, very clear, then I move them into that group. So it's like, they run on their own. I do update my challenge group every once in a while. Like this last one that I just created, I've done a lot of like polling of my groups. Like, what did you need more of? What would have you liked to see more in the group? What would have helped you more? That sort of thing. And from those answers, I've created, my own guides based on that. And so I've taken some of my favorite things that I know that I've gotten the most response on in groups. I've taken like people in my groups always want more food stuff. They always want more recipes and more ideas for meal plans and stuff like that. So my last one was very, very food centric and heavy on recipes. So you can change it up that way by adding new recipes to it. You can change it up by, I don't really incentivize with points and stuff because I don't like to track that. And I sort of feel like if somebody, I can only coach so much, somebody has to be committed to themselves too. So, if people aren't active in the group, then, they're not going to get the most out of it. And I'll mention that a couple times, but other than that, like, I'm not like spinning my wheels and like trying to come up with something that's going to make everybody, commit and do it. If you have also a group that is coming up and it's, people who've only been in like one group of yours, you can tell them like, do you want to help run the group with me? It'll help you stay more accountable, and then they can come up with their own posts. So like I've, back in the day, that used to help me so much with creating new templates and stuff, like having some of my coaches be in there too and be like, hey, okay, you're in charge of this week, and so you're in charge of this week, because then they would create their own posts for that day. And then I'd be like, oh, I would never would have thought of that. And that's an awesome post. And so then I would save it and I could create a template from that for the next one too. So that's one idea. It's more fun to run a group with somebody else too, then it's not all on you. I just like making faces. What did everybody think of my video today? Wasn't that hysterical?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Like literally a day in the life of me. I was like, damn, I talked to George a lot.
Who wouldn't want to be a Beachbody coach after that?
Right? What I really should do is like next time we go on like a trip is just, really like take video a lot and then break that down into like, like little second chunks too and make like a little video collage out of it.
Yeah, how did you make that? What do you use?
I use iMovie. And I do it on my phone because I find it's way easier than using it on your computer actually, which is so weird. But I just shot video and then I would just set it up and shoot video and I kept it and then, you just add them all in and then you can split them and cut parts and mold them together. And
so I just got an iPhone 6 yesterday, so I'm like new to reality.
Yeah, iMovie. It's really good. And then I actually downloaded an app today called Vont, VONT. And that allows you to put like text over your video. And at the bottom, you can like time out how long you want that text to appear. And you can change the font and you can change the color and the size and all of that stuff. So that was kind of fun too.
That's cool.
I learned how to use iMovie on YouTube.
Really? Huh.
There's a million tutorials out
Awesome.
there
I'll
from
have to check it out.
4 to 5 minutes long till 45 minutes long. Depends on how detailed you want to get.
Google the crap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I will tell you, the phone app is so much easier than doing it online. I mean, I don't know why the actual application on your computer sucks, but it does. But the phone takes seconds.
Nice.
What else? Anything else?
Yeah, that's another problem of mine is spending too long with creating the post. Like, I'll get home after work and it'll take me like an hour just to create a post in the picture to go with it. And I'm like, this is so frustrating. I could be doing other things.
Well, you're overthinking it.
I know.
Ryan, what is that? What is it? No, but what is that quote of that book about, like, 100% perfect and in your head? No, wait.
100% perfection in your...
I don't know. It's something like 80% perfect and out there is better than 100% perfect and in your head. So let it go and just throw it in there.
Okay.
What are you reading for personal development? I want everybody to answer this question. You didn't know I was going to turn around and ask you questions, did you? This is just how I work. Erin, go. What are you reading for personal development? I'm just going to start calling people out if you don't do it.
I bounce between Gabby and I'm reading the Entrepreneurship Roller Coaster. Every other day I switch between the two.
Okay. Bethy Face?
Entrepreneurship Roller Coaster, and I do the same as Erin. I have to have Gabby, otherwise I completely fall off the
Face of the earth.
The project or the personal development train. I can't just do business related personal development. It doesn't keep me engaged enough.
Can I tell you, George and I went on a field trip today to the bookstore.
That's my favorite.
And we got all these. And I'm super duper excited about it. This one, The Gifts of Imperfection by Brene Brown. This was recommended by Lindsay Matway, and I've been meaning to read it, and I actually downloaded it on audio, but I hate audio, so I went and bought the book. The Circle Maker yesterday was recommended to me by Jillian, and then like 30 seconds later I looked on Facebook and Rhonda Layton had a post about it, and I was like, okay, that's a sign from the universe that I probably should go get that book, so I got it. I just love Wayne Dyer, and he just passed away, but this is one of my favorite quotes. You'll see it when you believe it. And so I was like, the book is titled that. Duh, gotta get it. And what else? Oh, another person who's going to start as a coach on this team. She's a discount coach right now. I'm going to talk to her tomorrow, and she's going to get going. And she told me that she's reading this, and it's really she said it's been fantastic. So I don't know if you guys know Elizabeth Gilbert. She wrote Eat, Pray, Love. I ripped through Eat, Pray, Love when that first came out, so I like her writing style. And since this has to do with creative living beyond fear, I was like, awesome. I like the writer, and the book sounds good. And then, I don't know why I picked this book. It was just like a little one that I was like, yeah, why not? It's called Be the Miracle, 50 Lessons for Making the Impossible Possible. And when I flipped through it, it just seemed to have like a lot of the lessons and sort of beliefs that Gabby teaches about. And Kate, I know that you're new and so you don't know Gabby, but we all are obsessed with Gabrielle Bernstein, who wrote this book, Spirit Junkie. And she is just incredible. You can see her at gabbyb.tv. She does lectures that you can get for free on Spotify and check out. She has another book called Add More Ing, May Cause Miracles, but she's basically like my Bible. I've read this book see, it just stays open by itself now because I've read it so many times. She is amazing. She'll teach you how to live your life without fear and go for abundance. And I know I've talked about this one before, but you guys, I read this book in one morning, like in an hour and a half in bed before I got up because it was just so good that I just blew through it. And you know what's interesting is that I actually was looking at Chelsea Pearson's Facebook the other day. For those, most of you know who Chelsea Pearson is. She's one of the top coaches. But she had this post about reading this book on a plane for the first time. And she only had like a couple, a couple chapters left. And she was waiting for her next flight. And she's like, do I sit here and just kind of read it here while I'm waiting or to wait till to get on the plane? So she waited till she was on the plane. She finished it up. She was in tears. And she turned around to the person behind her who had actually helped out a mom who was like all over the place. Her kids were running everywhere. Like the stroller was like flipping over. She was having a hard time getting on the plane and stuff. And she saw him help her. So she said to him, I don't know what you do for a living or if this could help you, but I'd really love to give this book to you. And she gave it to him and she watched him as he read the entire book right there on the plane as well. So it is you just page turner. Awesome tips in here. So basically, I can't wait to read tonight. But books are important.
Someone just recommended Know Your Worth to me. They related it to like Girl Boss and You Are a Badass. I think I'm going to over that one.
Both awesome books. Meglan, what are you reading? Meg always forgets that she's on mute, which I think is funny. She's still on mute, which makes it even funnier.
Sorry, I never know how to unmute myself on my iPad. Big loser. Anyways, I'm dabbling between Go for No, Entrepreneur Roller Coaster for the second time, and Spirit Junkie for the second time. But I think I'm going to recommit myself to one of these and listen to it all the way through. Because I find when I dabble in between like three, it's hard to...
You don't get as much.
Yeah.
Carrie Legault also recommended the other day a book called The Energy Bus. And Hannah and I both downloaded it like the very second Carrie said it. And then she told me that she's already finished it and she loved it. So I haven't finished it because, again, I did it on audio and I hate audio. So.
Yeah, I downloaded the Go Giver for audio and I couldn't get over the voice.
See, for me, it's always like they're either talking too slow or it's the voice and I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like Spirit Junkie, everybody knows how much I love Gabrielle Bernstein. I cannot listen to that damn book on audio. It makes me want to tear my hair out. Seriously. For reals. Emily, what are you reading?
I am reading, what's it called? Dang, I said it like 3 times while I was waiting. The Secret.
Oh, good. Okay.
I love it.
Yay, good. Now you got to test it out. Have you heard the story about us all testing it out?
Yeah. Okay, so I said yesterday, coming home from work, I'm going to get a cookie. Yeah, I know, bad. But I wanted a cookie. So I was like, I'm going to get a cookie. And then today, my Fixate cookbook came, and the first page I opened was the chocolate chip cookie page. I got a cookie. I was very proud.
Oh, my God.
Totally not the cookie I was hoping for, but it's there.
No, they kind of taste like cardboard.
Oh, well, I got a picture of it. That was good enough.
No, they're actually not that bad. But you know what's better is those chickpea cookies. Have you tried those?
No.
Those are good.
They're
I've screwed up like all of the Fix-Ate desserts. It's awful. They come out like Play-Doh.
oh my god, the peanut butter bars are so good. The peanut butter
Yes, that's the only one that I had success with last night.
those are like crack.
I need some 21 Day Fix pumpkin maple bars. Those are really, really,
Yeah, the
really
pumpkin
good.
muffins are really good with the like little cream cheese ball in the middle.
Yeah, I failed on that.
Pinterest fail.
I want to make the banana apple. I saw that today.
Oh, those were my furry muffins. Did you see my post about the furry muffins?
Oh my gosh, so what was growing in that?
Mold. It was like the third day, and I was like, wow, this thing has like legit hair.
It was crazy. I thought something was like in it. It was so
Really
tall.
horrifying. Ryan was like, I ate one of those last night, and I was like, oh, okay, yesterday.
It reminded me of Fraggle Rock. It looked like
I didn't even Don King. Go home haircut, Ryan said. Rachel, what are you reading? I forget you were here because it was so dark.
I know. I've got this baby I can't get to sleep.
Oh,
And we were in the car. I'm just gonna start the Ing book.
Oh, Admiring.
Yep, I've been doing the May Cause Miracles, the 42 days, and I'm on day 42 tomorrow.
Nice.
So I'm gonna start the Ing one. I like listening to Gabby on audio.
Oh, see, I like her lectures.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to May Cause Miracles on audio. I have listened to her meditations on audio, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
I do not like her reading Spirit Junkie.
Reading, huh?
Mm-mm.
I just her voice is soothing.
She does have a soothing voice, except for when she's reading Spirit Junkie, and it makes me want to pull my hair out. Because I actually know her voice so well from listening to her lectures so much that when I'm reading, I hear her voice while I'm reading, and it's like, but I'm reading it like she talks, which is very like, I don't know.
Different.
Yeah.
Scripted.
Yeah, I didn't answer your question, did I?
No.
Hold
I was
on.
gonna ask when I got in the lights and
Because it was in text and not in the lineup. I have 25 Success Club points last month, and yet I don't have any building coaches. I have one coach who's gotten 2 points this month so far.
that's all.
Okay, so have you talked to these guys about coaching?
Yeah, I mean, I've got 4 coaches that call themselves that are active coaches, and I guess I'm just having a hard time getting them to. I don't know if I just am not finding people that are as like into it as I am, or am I expecting them to be and they're not?
Okay. So Brigitte Linford at Leadership talked about how she was just such a go-getter in the beginning that she just wanted this. And so she just was doing anything she could. She was the CEO of her business. She knew that it was up to her to succeed, that she was going after the information that she wanted. She was getting the training that she wanted because she was going for it and finding it, right? But not everybody is like that. So when she was expecting her team to be like that and they weren't, she was getting frustrated. And then she was putting that out there, not necessarily meaning to, but people can read your energy. And so it was working against her. So there are people that are slower, but you can't discount them. If you were on Brianna's call last night, you would have thought that, like, as a coach, you'd just be like, oh, screw it, Brianna's not going to, grow. But no, I know that what she needs, and I know when she needs it, and that's why she's stuck around. So for your coaches that are building slower, that's okay. But I would just re-ask them their why. Ask them if they are serious, if they want to build this as a business, or if they just want to be a hobby coach. And then I would ask them their why and dig deep. Like, have a good get started right call with them where you're really talking to them. It's not, your get started right calls shouldn't be about, let me tell you all about this and let me tell you all about this. And let's have like an hour call, me pointing out all of these different resources that you can go look up afterwards. Your get started right call is your time to get to know that coach. Like Katie and I just got off a call and, right before this, and most of our call was spent me asking her why she wanted to be a coach and then answering any questions that she had. And so you want to make sure that you're taking the time to do that. so that you're not forcing something on them that they don't want, So if you have a coach that's telling you, hey, one day I want to do this full time and I'd like to do it sooner than later, but then they're not showing up for team calls, or they're not posting on Facebook, or they're not doing the power hour every single day, then that's not aligning with what they said their priority was. So you need to remind them and say, hey, you told me you wanted this. Has that changed? Because the behaviors that you're doing to get there aren't in line. How can I help you? And so you really need to work with them on that. Also ask your coaches, say, like, when you disappear off the face of the planet, and you're not doing the things that you need to do in order to build your business, how do you want me to respond to that? Do you want me to message you and, push you and get you back? Or do you want me to let you be and have you come back when you're ready? And then you're only going to frustrate yourself if you're constantly trying to drag people along and have them want what you want. You have to also find those coaches that want to run with you. And the way you do that is by posting about your lifestyle, by posting about your business, and posting about coaching, so that you attract those people that want more. Talk about those pain points that you had before you were a coach and how coaching has solved them. For me, it's like, I hate freaking alarm clocks. I never wanted to wake up to an alarm clock ever again. So I don't. I just had somebody ask me, to meet this week, and they asked if I was okay with early mornings, and I was like, well, yeah, I guess it depends. And then she said 6:15, and I was like, hell no, like, I get to choose when I get up these days, and I'm sorry, 6:15 is just way too early. Like, I was like, is the sun even out at that time? Like, I don't even know. So, you just have to work with coaches where they are at, not where you want them to be. And the best way to get them going is to dig deep into their why and their reasoning and figure out what they want, and then really help them reverse engineer how to get there, and tell them that, if they want to even be doing it as a hobby, they need to be at least consistent with that behavior.
Okay.
I hope that helps. Does that help?
Yep. It does. I feel like I'm dragging.
Yeah. Stop dragging. It's a waste of energy. You get frustrated.
It is. And I feel like I had, my goal of qualifying for 2-star in 2 weeks, and I kind of see that just like fizzling away. And so that gets where I feel like I start dragging more.
Okay. So Gabby says that you can have everything you want, but it's not always on your time schedule.
Yeah.
So you need to just like bless and release and let it go, and know that it'll happen. If you're taking that right spiritually aligned action to do the things that you're supposed to do every single day, it will happen. So don't have anxiety over it. Just keep doing the things that you need to be doing.
Okay.
Easier said than done, but you can do it.
Yeah, it is.
Courtney, hi, I can't see you.
I know. I think I got a fat lip from flag football, so you guys don't want to see it. So,
Okay. What are you reading for personal development?
I just got done with You Are a Badass, so I need a suggestion for another book.
Okay, what do you think you need work on? I think you need to read. Have you read The Compound Effect?
Yes, and I loved that book.
Okay. Have you read The Slight Edge?
No.
Okay, read The Slight Edge.
Okay.
I say that because I've had talks with Nicole, so I know what you need.
Oh, okay.
Sarah.
Okay, so I am reading a book called Girls with Swords, and it's basically like stand up and be a powerful woman is basically the message.
It's called Girls with what?
It's good. I'm sorry?
It's called Girls with what?
Girls with Swords.
Girls with Swords.
Yeah, it's a Christian book about basically standing up and being a powerful woman, and society's really knocked the female down a lot, and so this book is all about standing up and taking your rightful place as a woman. So it's good. I just haven't picked it up in probably about a week. I know, don't judge me.
I know that personal development is something that everybody can be like, oh, I'll get to it later. I reached out today, or oh, I'll get to it later. I did my workout. No, it should be the number one priority. Your personal development is what's going to make it so that you can handle every single other thing that comes your way. It's going to set you on the right path for the day. It's going to fix your attitude so that you're positive. It's going to help you talk to people. It's going to help you help people. It is really the crux of our entire business. So commit to 10, 15 minutes a day, period. If you have to listen to something while you're driving in your car, then make it happen. Because, I mean, you know me, I'm just no bullshit. There's really no excuse. There's always a time that you're like driving in a car or sitting at your desk or doing something where you could be listening to something. So just make sure you're doing it because it's going to help you a lot. And I almost bought this book today that was called, what was it called? Vampires. Emotional Vampires. And I'm not saying that like there's, that all of your coaches are emotional vampires, and it might not even be within your business, but everybody knows emotional vampires. Those are the people in your life that no matter what, when you talk to them are negative or somehow bring you down or drain your energy. And every single one of you comes in contact with those people every single day. It could be your husband, it could be your sister, it could be your parent, it could be your coworker, your boss, a coach of yours. It doesn't matter. So by reading personal development, you're like building that shield. Your personal development is your garlic. Eat your garlic. Such a dweeb. But it makes sense, right? There you go. Winning. Hi, baby. Why won't you go to sleep? You don't like sleep? I love sleep. It's so fun. You're so cute.
He was sleeping in the car and he got woken up when we got home.
You have really pudgy cheeks.
Aww.
Squishy. Hi.
Nobody has a dog on tonight. He likes people's dogs.
I know. But George is just like lame and passed out over there, so it doesn't really matter. George. Hi. You come here? You come?
Duke's on his way over.
Oh, Dookie Face!
I don't think you guys want me to show you my pets.
Duke has a bone.
I know, I just interrupted his success.
Oh my god, he's so cute though.
He's a big boy.
He moved too fast. Oh, look at Zoe all passed out. See, she says George. I can't even.
Do you know if there's a way to to play books on iBooks in audio? Can it like read to you?
Oh, I don't think so. But you can download audio from. You can download audiobooks on iTunes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can download from iTunes, and you should be able to listen to them from iBooks.
You can listen to them. Like we were looking at mine. I don't even have iBooks.
Because I've purchased a couple books on iBooks, but
See,
I don't know. I want it to read it out loud.
You have to download them from iTunes, and then they show up.
But did you get the audio version?
Yeah.
Oh.
But Nicole, did you get the audio version?
I don't know. I just got the book under iBooks.
There's another website. I've never tried it, but I hear about it a lot. Is audible.com. Has any of you guys used that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I use.
Yeah.
That's what I use. I'm not an iPhone person.
Yeah, you have an Android, right?
Yeah.
I love
Audible. So I use that. And I know if you buy a book on Kindle and you have an actual Kindle, at least my older version, it will read them to you. It's worse than any other reading you've ever heard because it's like a computer reading it, but it will read it to you.
Yeah.
So basically, Emily, don't do it because if you couldn't get through Gabby reading spiritual,
I still can't get through her. I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying so hard.
But you listen to them, don't you?
I'm trying, yes, but I bought it. But I hate sitting down and reading a piece of paper.
Really? I'm the opposite. I don't like listening because they don't talk fast enough for me.
Yeah, but I do it when I'm driving. I have a 40-minute commute to work.
Yeah, I listen to like Gabby's free lectures on Spotify while I drive.
That's true. I'm loving The Secret though, so I'm gonna give Gabby a try after because I'm like on a high from that.
Okay, maybe you were just not open.
You say I'm not open?
So maybe you weren't just open enough before. Okay.
I think I wasn't. I will admit it.
All right, guys. So it's been about an hour, and I'm gonna let y'all go. If you have any questions, you can always reach out, or you can just post them in the team page so people can see them and see the answers too. Because I'm sure if you have it, somebody else has it. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.